Hi everyone, this is Dr. Omar. This video clip will show you how to do normal distribution tests in SPSS, and in particular two important tests for normality of data: the Kolmogorov-Smirnov and the Shapiro-Wilk tests. So why do we do testing for normality of data? It is essential that before using parametric tests, the data need to be analyzed and checked to see if your data are normally distributed. That is a prerequisite condition for using a parametric test. The data has to be normally distributed. Otherwise, the parametric test will be invalid. So those tests are t-test, ANOVA, and linear regression. There are few different ways to do testing normality. The first one is plotting the data into a histogram and then adding a normal curve to it and looking at the curve if it is normally distributed. And SPSS can do that, and it can be done. The second one is a box plot. The SPSS will draw the data in a box plot and then determine from that whether it's normally distributed or not. A third one is normal QQ plot for variable, and the fourth one is skewness and kurtosis Z value. All of these four ways I will describe them in a subsequent and later on video clip. But today and in this presentation, I will only describe the Kolmogorov-Smirnov and Shapiro-Wilk tests. This test is abbreviated as KS test. It is non-parametric test. It does compare between sample distribution and theoretical distribution. It tests whether the data is normally distributed or not. So the SPSS will generate a hypothesis, a null hypothesis, and alternative hypothesis. In the null hypothesis, the data distribution is normal. In the alternative, the data distribution is not normal. So the software will calculate the p-value, and if the p-value is less than 0.05, then the data distribution is not normal. However, if the p-value is greater than 0.05, then the data distribution is normal. So these normality test outcome influence selection of statistical tests. Now, how do we do that in SPSS? Here I have a data from 100 students attending. 50 of them are in medical school and another 50 are in biomedical schools. They had scored scores and results for 2 modules or courses, biology and immunology. And before moving forward and performing any statistical test, we need first of all, and the first step, to look at this data and check whether they are normally distributed or not. So I will show you 3 different ways how to do the KS test in SPSS. The first one is if we click on Analyze and then scroll down to Descriptive Statistics and then to Explore, click on it. A window will pop up and you will have here the variables. So I'm interested in the biology and immunology, so I'll move this and shift them into the dependent list, because those are the 2 variables I need to check their distribution, or their distribution whether it's normal or not. I could put the colleges into factor list, but we'll keep it as it is. So if we click on statistics and we keep this descriptive ticked on, click on continue. In the plot sections, in the descriptive box, just uncheck the stem and then check the normality plot and with tests. That's what we really want the software to do. Click on continue. in the options icon, just keep it as it is, and here we need to make sure that we get display of both. If we click on OK, the SPSS will generate an output, as we can see here, with multiple tables, and I'm not going to go through this, the first one and the second one, because I will describe them in more details in a subsequent video clips. The most important one is the third table, which is a test of normality. Again, the KS test and Shapiro-Wilk test for biology and immunology. And as we can see here, that the p-value for biology is less than 0.05, and so thus these data in biology are not normally distributed, as confirmed by both these two tests. However, the immunology scores is normally distributed because the value of p-value is greater than 0.05 for both tests. So this test concludes that the biology modules is not normally distributed. However, the immunology module is normally distributed. A second method of testing the normality is if we click on Analyze, scroll down to non-parametric test, and then scroll down to Legacy Dialog, and then scroll down to One Sample KS Test. Again, a window will appear. You have three variables here. We are interested in biology and immunology. We'll shift them into the test variable list, and we have here test distribution. We need to make sure that the normal distribution test is ticked on. If we click on exact, we are not going to change anything here. We just click on continue. In options, we'll just put, can we click on descriptive, and then click continue. If you hit the button for OK, again SPSS has generated a few tables and a few diagrams. We are interested in this table or this box here where it say one sample KS test. Again, from this test we can see that the biology and the immunology modules, the p-value for it is 0.02 for biology, so this is not normally distributed, and for immunology it is normally distributed. Again, this is the second way of checking normality. The third way is to go to Analyze, click again into non-parametric test, and then go for click on One Sample. A window will appear and it will ask you questions. What is your objective? You just click on automatically compare observed data to hypothesized. If we click on the field, I'm going just to reset this. I'm going to remove the college, so I'm going to test the field for biology and immunology. And then if I click on settings and then click on customize data, there is an icon here for test observed distribution against hypothesized KS test. Tick this one, and if we click on options, we make sure that it's normal, and then click OK, and then hit the button for run. The SPSS will generate an output. Again, the output for biology course and immunology course. Again, it's telling you here that reject the null hypothesis because it's less than 0.02, so the biology data are not normally distributed. However, for immunology, it's showing that telling you that retain the null hypothesis as the p-value is greater than 0.05. So I have shown you really three methods of how to do normal distribution test in SPSS, and I hope it is really clear for everyone.